Welcome to the Fusion Mastery course. In this lesson, we'll be going over Fusion Team and sharing. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to open a project in Fusion Team, view a design in Fusion Team, and share a link to a design. Now that we're comfortable opening, closing, and saving files, creating projects in our data panel, as well as making multiple versions of a file, let's take a look at some other functionality in terms of Fusion Team and sharing our files. Of course, because our files are on the cloud, it makes collaboration very easy. So let's explore just how easy. In our data panel in our Fusion Mastery Tier 1 folder, let's left-click on version 4 of our handle file and select Open Details on Web. This will navigate us to our Fusion Team and allow us to take a look at this information on the web. The first time you open up details on the web, you'll get a few notes that pop up telling you about different areas in the graphics window. What we're going to be doing is exploring what this information has for us. Now first, of course, we have the model directly in the middle of our window. And again, this is a web browser. I'm not in Fusion 360 anymore. I'm directly in Chrome. What we can do is rotate the model around freely. We can explore some various options in terms of panning, orbiting, doing a first-person tool, which basically turns on perspective and allows us to rotate the model around, different camera controls, and so on. We also have markup tools that allow us to do things like comment about certain areas, maybe add specific notes, and these notes will go directly along with the file. So let's go ahead and save the notes, and notice that we now have a comment on this file. Now as we move around, let's explore a little bit more about what we have in this browser. You'll notice that we have the view cube and home position at the top right, just like in Fusion 360, and we also have in the top left corner something called Design. This allows us to take a look at predefined views. It also allows us to expand the handle, show various components such as focus on the pin, the base plate, or the handle itself. And later on, when we start to explore our Fusion Team a little bit more, we'll be able to see things like animations, renders, simulation data, as well as CAM toolpaths directly in our browser. We can also take a look at multiple versions. We're currently looking at version 4. But you'll notice the comments that we made for capture position, final position, and the original imported model can be seen here in our Fusion Team web application. We can also view any of these or promote them directly from in here if we wish. There's an Edit on Desktop option, which will open the file in Fusion if it's not currently open. We also have comments. We can share the file from here, we can download it, and we have other various options such as Edit on Desktop, copy, move, or delete. Let's also take a look at this overview button. What this does is this brings us back a step from Fusion 360 into Fusion Team. When you launch Fusion 360 and you open Details in Web, it'll automatically take you into the browser. If you need to get back and forth, you simply click on this View button. Edit on Desktop and all the other various options, as well as the comments, are displayed here just as in the View option, but now we can see where the file is used, any related drawings, and any renders that are created. We can view these renders directly in our browser and any of the other associated data. You can also see which version these renders were taking of. Anytime you start a new file, there'll automatically be 4 renders created, and they'll always be displayed here in Fusion Team. You'll also note that we have a red dot and in use by me. So this is great because it allows you to see data that's currently being used and worked on, and maybe it gets updated while you're viewing this. There's an option here called Shared Link, which is currently off. If I left click on this, it'll bring up Share Information. What this allows me to do is copy a link that I can send directly to somebody. I can copy it through an email, or I can even embed it on a website. Now with the copy link, you can allow users to download to their computer and also password protect this. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this gives us inside of a browser. So as we take a look at this inside of a browser, it looks very similar to what we saw when we first brought up Fusion Team. I have a lot of the same tools at the bottom. I can make comments, I can add callouts, I can expand the design cube, and I can focus on individual parts if needed. I can also look at some default views. And again, later on, if there was simulation data, CAM toolpaths, additional animations or renders, they could be displayed here as well. You'll also notice in the top right-hand corner, I have a download option. Because the option was checked in my share link, users can download a Fusion archive file, an Inventor file, or any of these various generic CAD formats like IGES, STEP, STL, or even an OBJ file. So this is a great way to send this information along to any user, allow them to view, make comments, and even download to their own system. Let's go ahead and hop back into Fusion 360. So back in Fusion 360, I want to make a few notes. In the bottom left-hand corner below the browser is something called comments. If we expand this, notice that we have a comment here and it has a chain link icon. This comment was created by me inside of Fusion Team, and if I click to view, it'll bring it up and show all of the markups that I made. So this is a great way, again, to share data with anybody, allow them to make comments or markups, and that information stays with your file and can be viewed at any time. Even better, when we take a look at, for instance, rotating the model and we expand the comments, if we click on the link icon, it'll reorient it to be that view. That way you can see exactly what was pointed out or what was focused on in this image. So these are great ways that you can not only share the CAD information that you're creating, but you can also collaborate with other users by allowing them to view, markup, and even download the files for various uses.